You met with President Zelensky
Great
before he went to the White House today. What can you tell us about that discussion, and what did you think as you watched what happened next?
Well, I was horrified because in the morning we had a bipartisan meeting with President Zelensky, with Senator Graham, Senator Wicker, Senator Grassley. And by the way, through the week, we had meetings with President Macron with a small group of senators led by Senator Thune. And what I kept thinking is, to a T, the Republican senators that have met with these foreign leaders have been very clear that they are supportive of Ukraine, at least the ones that go to the meetings, and that they believe that Vladimir Putin is the dictator and that he started this war. So we start with that. So I thought that President Zelensky, this couldn't have gone better this morning. He was actually looking forward to going over to the White House. He was in good spirits. So when I watch that video, there is one aggressor. There is one side showing disrespect, and that is when J.D. Vance berates a president of a foreign country that is our ally. Zelensky has stood up to a dictator. They have lost hundreds of thousands of people. He did it with three simple words the first day of the invasion when he went down to the street corner, when everyone had counted him out and said three words, "We are here." And that has never changed. The mass graves in Bucha, the burned out apartment buildings that I saw with my own eyes in Irpin, the Ukrainians have been incredibly brave. And so for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to look at him and say, "You never thanked us," that is just an all-out lie, and everyone knows that. So for me, I believe so strongly that we have to stand with Ukraine that I have to figure out, and so do other senators, and I did talk to Republicans tonight, where do we go from here? And there is no choice but to continue on and to find a reset. Our European allies really stood up this week. They've pledged troops, Great Britain and France, to work with Ukraine in large numbers to form a security line once an agreement is reached. The Italian prime minister, who is very conservative, went to Trump's inauguration, has called for a summit in the last 5 hours. She has stood with Ukraine. So I think you see others standing up, as you just noted, with President Zelensky, and I hope we see more of that in the next few days. We have no choice but to move forward.
Senator, let me pick up on something you just said. You said you've talked to your Republican counterparts tonight. What are they saying?
Well, there are, I've talked to two, and they would like to get this back on track. I don't think that they will be saying that publicly right now. I don't know when, but we really don't have a choice when dealing with Donald Trump. I listened to the entire Marco Rubio interview tonight, and while I completely disagreed with him as he berated again Zelensky, I just ask your viewers to watch that tape. Watch J.D. Vance's body language. Watch Zelensky saying, "Now, could I answer that? Do you mind?" He was polite. And it's not even English. It's not obviously his first language. But I believe we're going to have to move forward and find a way forward. There are it's just too much bloodshed. And Vladimir Putin, who has, his regime has shot down passenger planes. He is someone who has imprisoned and killed political opponents. He is someone who has killed journalists. He will not stop. And Zelensky's point tonight in that meeting was simple. He said, we need a strong, ironclad security agreement, which is going to mean troops and help, because whether it was the Minsk agreement or other ones, Putin has violated them. And that was the simple point he was making when J.D. Vance claimed he was being disrespectful. It is a point that numerous Republicans have made throughout the week as these European leaders have visited.
Senator, is the bottom line here that Russian President Vladimir Putin basically just wants Zelensky out of these talks, away from the negotiating table?
I mean, Putin is a strong man. He's a bully, right? And what they did today, and I just refuse to count out Ukraine, and I refuse to count out the possibility of our country still being involved in peace negotiations, because I know how strongly so many people feel about this, regardless of political party. But what they did today was undermined him. They undermined the strength of his army and his people. Afterwards, you were noting what the Russians said. The former Russian president said that they treated him as an insolent pig who finally got his slap down. Is that the result that they wanted? That maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe it was an ambush, or maybe they're just so hot-headed that they get into the meeting and they can't help themselves. Whatever it is, it's bad. And we must have a reset, and there are Republicans must stand up with us, and a number of them have in the past, and say we must move forward and stand with Ukraine.
Well, Senator Klobuchar, I hope you are right. We'll keep our eyes open to see that happen.
Jonathan, I don't know if it will happen. I'm saying it's our only hope, because otherwise we're going to abandon this, and Vladimir Putin is going to march right through Ukraine and the next country and the next country. We have to go at this from a position of strength and not from a position of surrender.